Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like to Akim Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity in the video through the Spirit. Your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, it's another modern day Madness Prophecies. Salakia. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just change of the seasons, and so I'm getting tore up out here. But Babylon, this is a defiled, nasty, nasty world. Then also, you know, this place is crumbling, right? Ready for a civil war. So we're going to be getting a couple videos showing that. Number one, dealing with the sexual perversions of Babylon and how, you know, it's being forced upon everybody. And if you don't like it, you will be penalized and faulted. And that's the world that we're all being forced into. I'm gonna start with this first clip. I gotta knock the volume because it's a song, but oh shit, I'm sorry. It says when they call us sir instead of ma'am. It says these are males. Be safe, not sorry, gents. Yeah. So this is three dudes, y'all, that done got surgeryed up, chopped up, laid on the slab, and got a lot of shit switched around. But these are dudes. Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, all over again, watching my words carefully. This is the world that you live in. I think that's how I'm entitled it to. This is the world that you live in. This is an issue that you have to deal with. You can be out and about thinking you done found your queen to be, and when your queen coughs, it turns into a king for a second. You know, now that last one is kind of suspect. Like I saw in the comments, somebody said the first two, you know, you'd have been, boy, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Don't just be walking around here, you know, sweating over anything, you feel me? This place, boy, let me get that. Actually, let me get another couple of clips to go with it, then we'll get the scripture. Y'all see y'all man's Busta Rhymes. I can't play the audio, you know, because he's performing. I'll take the video. But now he in a big old dress, right? You heard, you know, the stuff that was coming out about him. Shit, he wasn't busting rhymes, he was busting boys. You know, you feel me? You understand what I'm saying? This process took decades, slowly but surely, right? Because you know, you remember, what was that, the DSI or the DS5, basically the book of disorders, right, that they make each decade. Back in the day, people who participated in this would have been considered mentally ill, but now, you know, this is acceptable and promoted year by year. Laws were changed, you know, things were introduced, TV shows, movies, apparel, right, actors, commercials. Slowly but surely, this this lifestyle has been pushed back in major society, which is, you know, that's the spirit of Esau Edom. He was doing it back in Greece and Rome, and he's doing it again today, and really it goes back even further, which that's the scripture I'm going to get in a second. I'm just playing one more clip. So you got all that stuff going on, and if you don't accept it, then what?
Work here?
He has the right.
I've right to be here. And
You're arresting
not
him.
to tell students they need to tell puberty blockers.
You're arresting him
Not
because
to
he
tell
won't
students
endorse
that they need to take
Here at Wilson's Hospital School, Zeno Clark, teacher, being arrested for not accepting transgenderism.
Nor should I. And I'm not going to turn my back on my duty to my students. No, you don't have a duty to do what's wrong. No, and to bring me before the court. To bring me before the court. Yes, no, to bring me before the court.
This is a disgrace.
Children are being taught. It's tell a young boy.
Surgery.
Yes. Surgery, mutilation.
Yes.
Mutilation.
It's a suicide.
Mutilation.
An absolute disgrace.
Mutilation.
An absolute
They're
disgrace.
telling a boy that he's gender neutral. Yeah, that he has to take chemicals. That he has to take
He has broken
chemicals.
no law.
That he has to take chemicals. No, that he has to take chemicals.
Not going to be heavy handed.
He has broken no law. Shame upon you. Shame
Shame upon you.
upon you, Garvey. Shame upon you. You've no right to do what you're doing. This is an innocent teacher, a Christian man. Shame upon you, Garda Síochána.
Mr. Burke has broken no law. He has broken no law.
I have a right to my job. I have a right to work here.
He has a right.
Hey, and so you see, not only is this in America, but this spirit is everywhere in the world, and mainly, you know, Edomite kingdoms, right? Oh, this is a part of the influence of the beast. The influence, the whore has made everybody drunken, even its own people. So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14. Dealing, in the ancient world, right? Because some of the sins, not some, all the sins that go on now begin in the ancient world. The only difference now is that we have technology to get to the sins quicker. So now, a bitch got a car to go hurry up and commit adultery. Or, motherfucker got an internet to go set up their demonic plans. Well, people was changing teams even back then. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 24, it says they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another treacherously or traitorously, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury. These are all sins, all forms of evil. Verse 26, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind. That being the main point. It says disordered marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Right. And we're experiencing this all over again. And now, the state that we're at now, if you speak up against it, you will be persecuted, which is why we have to use all these code words and whatnot in the first place. And now we're seeing, different parts of the world, people are rejecting it. So you can imagine that's going to cause, it's stirring up people, the world, all right? And it's all fueling that spirit of disorder and chaos, all right? Hey, it says, that they show their countenance does witness against them. They declare this sin of Sodom, they hide it not, all right? Woe unto their souls. And that's what's coming. That woe is coming, destruction. All right, so going back to the clips. So we dealt with that, and then you combine it with the fact that here in America specifically, everybody is tired of how the government is treating them, and this migrant situation is expounding upon that. It's really highlighting how the American government is fucking over its people, and it's wasting its so-called resources on those who they deem less deserving. So we'll start with this.
Why the fuck would anyone go to war for you? I'm a 100% disabled fucking veteran. And guess what they do when you get out? First they break you down and they brainwash you. And then they tell you, hey, you're a soldier now. You're an airman now. You're a Marine now. You're a sailor now. Stand with pride in your uniform that costs like $800 that you have to pay out of your own paycheck. They don't just give it to you. You gotta pay for it. And then after they brainwash you, they throw you the fuck in the trash. Nobody wants to go to war for you. You don't take care of the American people. You don't take care of the service members. And by God, you goddammit, don't fucking take care of the veterans. Fuck you. Why the fuck would anyone?
Hey, that's a red-blooded American saying all that. Red-blooded, red-haired American. And he's steaming pissed. But he's telling the truth. This place doesn't take care of its soldiers. Hey, this is one of the reasons why Rome collapsed. This is one of the reasons why, Greece had its issues. And you see it in the scriptures as well. the fact that that's why it tells you, what is that prophecy in Daniel, you know, he was going to get the kingdom, but it's not going to stand in his own power. And this is something that a whole host, Esau, Alexander, you know, Antiochus, even though that prophecy was specific to one person, but it's a common theme of Edom. He'll gain power, but then he'll, like, you know, he'll be hiring out the heathen. So then his own Edomites, you know, they feel forsaken and are pissed. Matter of fact, let me show you. All right, this is dealing with one of the, oh, hang on. This is dealing with one of the, you know, Greek kings, right? You go back to, was that First Maccabees 1? It says, and after his death, they reigned after him, and his sons after them. You know, Alexander's 4 generals. The main 2 that was going to war back to back was Ptolemy and Antiochus. All right, and their descendants, you know, they fighting for the land, right? Well, you get down to Demetrius. And what is he gonna do? And this actually led to a battle later down the line. Some of these verses. This is First Maccabees 11 and 38. It says, after this, when Demetrius saw that the land was quiet before him, and that no resistance was made against him, he sent away all his forces, every one to his own place, except certain bands of strangers, whom he had gathered from the isles of the heathen. Wherefore all the forces of his fathers hated him. Right. And this is something that Edom does. You know, they gather the heathen. Then their own fellow Edomite begins to hate them. You know, because they didn't do all that killing to conquer the land for a fucking Elamite to enjoy, or for a Hamite. They wanted to enjoy it for themselves. And you see that spirit all the way down today. Because if that veteran was living on top like the elites, he wouldn't be complaining. He's only mad because he's disabled and down at the bottom. That's the only reason why he's angry. Don't get it twisted. He's still an Edomite. Let me get this clip. Motherfucker.
With them, I have talked to them.
Tempers flared at the prestigious National Press Club in Washington, D.C.
You have gone there as a radical leftist who hates Jews in order to... Don't you stick things in my face.
A pro-Israeli advocate.
That's extreme for a politic or for a politician. Hey, that for certain people that can be considered assault. You know, she had a camera. He slapped the fuck out that shit. I ain't never seen a politician do something so physical.
Knocked the camera out of the hands of Allison Weir, president of the Council for the National Interest Foundation. The group just finished their press conference on what they call unjustifiable U.S. aid to Israel. The two sides met when the press club scheduled a pro-Israeli news conference to follow, held in the same room. The altercation illustrates heightened tensions on differing views regarding America's relationship with Israel. The Council for the National Interest Foundation wants Americans to know how much of their tax dollars are going to Israel.
$3 trillion. That's including a massive amount of direct money to Israel, then a lot of hidden costs.
CNIF alleges Israel receives so much aid and special treatment because the U.S. Congress is controlled by AIPAC, America's pro-Israeli lobby. Executive Director Philip
So basically, you see the American Edomites saying, look, y'all, we're sending way too much money over there. And the Amalekite, you know, he's doing his job to keep, you know, the hush puppies, keep everybody asleep. And if you're saying such a thing, you're anti-manti. All right, I'm gonna just use that phrase. Y'all know what that means. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And that's Amalek's immediate go-to. If you point out anything he does, you're anti-manti, which isn't the case. People are just pointing out a fact. America does send absorbent amounts of money over to them folk, which is why hey, you know, you got things that got to be fixed in this country, which we all know is criminal. We don't give a fuck, us brothers and sisters that understand this knowledge, right? But hey, you got roads that need some help, buildings that need some help. You know, they could be putting together programs to get these homeless off the street. Nope. All that money is going elsewhere. This is a part of the elite's plan to collapse this place.
Barty says Israel spends a lot of money on U.S. elections.
There are many Israeli PACs, and they do give a lot of money very selectively to congressmen that they want to support.
The Council for the National Interest Foundation says many members of Congress fear if they don't always side with Israel, that they will face retaliation in their own re-election campaigns.
If a congressman crosses the Israel lobby by voting against aid for Israel or voting against some legislation that Israel favors, they very often will find that the next time they're running for office, there will be a candidate put up against them who is very well funded.
Giraldi is a former CIA counterterrorism expert. He questions why America gives aid to Israel when Israel conducts more espionage for profit against the U.S. than any other U.S.-friendly country.
They steal military technology. They steal information that is useful for telecommunications.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Karen Katowski works at the Pentagon and says Israel receives preferential treatment.
We do not question what the Israelis want.
Katowski believes America is beginning to take more interest in U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East, in large part due to tough economic times. More and more Americans want to know where their hard-earned tax dollars are going and why. Rhonda Pence, Press TV, Washington.
Hey, so it's all part of the plan. And, you know, there's only so much I can say on that topic without getting the video taken. So I'm just going to go to the next one and we'll get some more scriptures. But this is a part of the plan. The Heavenly Father has put it on the spirit of, you know, the wicked elite to collapse this bitch from many different avenues, and the financial aspect is one of them, especially dealing with the fact that, you know, they're using money, shifting it from the American Edomites over to the Amalekite, Ish, the Ish wannabe Edomites.
Are asking for a civil war. Take a look at this.
Illegal immigrants to up to $100,000 each to buy a home.
What?
So the program is called the California Dream for All program, and it's created to help middle and income home buyers. Now, initially, the program required residents to be here legally, either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident. But last week, Assembly Democrats overrode Republican opposition, changing that eligibility to say this:
the social and economic benefits of homeownership should be accessible to everyone, regardless of immigration status.
Let me get this straight. You're gonna give illegal immigrants $100,000 to buy a home when they came here illegally? What about Americans? What about veterans? These people broke the law and you rewarded them with $100,000 of my earned tax money to buy a home. Meanwhile, I have to pay for a loan with my earned hard cash, working 60 to 70 hours a week just to pay for my mortgage. And you're just going to hand out $100,000 to illegal immigrants? At this point, I think Democrats really want a civil war because this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. Americans are being treated like third world people, and illegal immigrants are treated better than American citizens. What the hell is going on? What do you guys think about this?
And that's the whole plan. And the funny thing is, he himself sounds like he has an accent. So he may have been, you know, Spanish speaker, right? He could be some sort of heathen, but he has an accent, you can tell. Funny thing is, you have the Edomite Americans. Hey, what was that? Y'all remember that scene from Civil War, the movie? Well, what kind of American are you? When that Edomite was talking to the Asian guy. But he's saying the truth. If you're an American-born citizen, you should be getting some of that money, not a heathen foreigner. That's what you would think. But this place isn't taking care of its own, and that's going to be more fuel to the fire of the Civil War. Because I put it to you like this: you give me $100,000 right now, you know, I'm gonna have a new house and have a paid off car. That would help out a lot of Americans. You could take $50,000 of that for a down payment. Really, if you were smart, right? You take $50,000, because let's say your down payment is supposed to be 10%. You would use I'd use no more than $30,000 to get into a house. I know, certain places for certain brothers is more expensive, right? But I'll say out here in Michigan, you take 30,000, 10% of 300,000, you move into a $300,000 house with that 10%. Obviously, in some way magically, let's say you can afford it, right? You know, here in Michigan, a $300,000 house, on a scale of 1 to 10, a house like that would be like a 7 out of 10. You know, and you know all the things that it would come with, compared to, I don't know, maybe if you go somewhere like New York, $300,000 house might only get you a shack next to a toilet. So every state has its own differences. But you know, you got 100,000, you take 50 of that, you know, cut that in half, put 30,000 on the house. Now you left with 70,000. You could put, I would use another 30,000. You could get, either you could take 15,000 and get 2 used vehicles that are, you know, decent mileage, that aren't too high in miles, you know, around the year 2015 or so. You know, you could get you a truck in a car, or a truck in a sedan, or you could get you a SUV in a sedan. And you still got, you know, another 50,000 to just sit on top of money to have around. Or you could take that, you know, 30,000, go get you one whole new, brand new car. I wouldn't go get a new 2024 car. All these modern cars are they have way too many electronics. I wouldn't get some, you know, keep it under 2018, but you can still get it low miles, you know, and have some dependability. But I say all this to say, you know, these things could help out some Americans. That's just me. That's some of the shit I would do. I would still keep a lot of that money for storage. But are they helping their people with that money? Fuck no, they're not. That's why you're gonna get to this. 2nd Esdras 15. Hey, people ready to rebel, y'all. People are ready to rebel. I'm gonna just start right at it. Well, you know, I'll start up 14. 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another people, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, the highlight being in verse 16, there shall be sedition among men, rebellion against the government. And many of these things that the rulers of this people are doing in society, the different things that the rulers are doing and forcing upon society is going to be some of the source. It's going to be some of the reason of why they rebel in the first fucking place. All right, let me just let this play while I'm talking. This is the Americans is out here down bad. This guy could have used that 100,000 before he became an addict like this. Now he leaning. That nigga's a letter U. That boy's shaped like a letter U. That 100,000 probably, if it came at the right time, it would have helped him out. But hey, man. This place is going down. We're seeing all the different things going on in society and what's leading to it. So that's about it, y'all. This shit crazy, boy. That boy's spine turned into a question mark. That's crazy, man. Hey, so that's about it. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakah Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like the Akim Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.